Mobius pick here. And we are back with our Sweet League. Alright, we're going to be wrapping up our last match to see if we can break 3 and 2.
Yep, the entire OBS software just totally crashed.
Yeah, so we had a slight delay there.
So, I mean, it crashed so hard we had to restart the computer. So, that's impressive.
Yeah, OBS is still free, so there's always that going for it. You know?
Yep, first time it's done that, so.
I'm ready for a good pool. That's what I'm ready for. I'm ready for a collection of cards that's just somewhere above average. Like, this is the most average feeling pool.
Yeah, I really hate playing 5 rounds when you get this stuff. Daniel didn't even want to play the last one, but we might as well try to win it. We're in the bracket that we should be able to pull it out if we just play correctly, right?
Maybe. I mean, this is also, the bad breaks bracket. Where someone with a good deck can have bad breaks. But yeah, it's the last chance. Last chance of prizes. There we go. Match found. Join match. Wait for our opponent to join. Woo! And hopefully win the die roll. Could really use a little luck here. We lost the die roll. However, this hand looks fine.
Yeah, as long as we draw a land, we'll be fine.
Well, other than that one game where we didn't draw any lands and it was super sad and our souls were ripped out of our body, basically, we usually will draw a land within the first turn.
That was pretty accurate, actually.
Yeah, no, it was soul crushingly sad. All right.
It was basically the only way we were losing.
True. Yeah, we held on really long just to slowly have our hopes and dreams crushed. All right. So I want to hold on Declaration of Stone here. I would really like it if our opponent had lots of spirits, and to get rid of lots of spirits. Because Declaration of Stone does not give them tokens for spirits.
Just sadness.
Alright, we drew a land, and that makes me want to play Byway Courier.
That's what I was going to say. Especially since it's a human for the provisioner.
That is correct. We're in a position to be moderately aggressive.
Only problem is they can just jump on because it doesn't give trample as well. Oh, no, they can't.
I don't know. They're aggressive.
Whoa.
It's fine with me, too.
He's dead.
Yeah.
That's fine. I like Inquisitor's Ox. Did they really just
Shamble
play
back.
Shamble back?
Weird, but fine. Let's go ahead and play the Ox.
Yep.
And then, we've got a lot of things going on with the Wild-Feared Scarecrow, the Clue, a lot of ways to get out more cards if we want them. I hope my opponent plays another way to get more spirits. That's what I want them to do.
Ooh. You're gonna tear our hand apart.
Just the last 2 cards.
So why don't we keep those 2 lands in our hand?
Or we could keep Wildfield Scarecrow. It's all about the same. Do we need 5 mana is the real question we need to ask ourselves. It's not a good attack.
So I think we just play either the Declaration of Stone to stop the slow bleed, or the Scarecrow or the Provisioner just to be playing something. Or we could pop a Clue and see what happens. We can always play the Wildfield Scarecrow after that.
It's true.
That's probably the best play.
I think it is.
See? That worked out pretty well. We can just play the Cathar and let them exile our 2 lands.
Scarecrow in that.
Same thing?
Pretty much.
Okay. Whatever you want to do.
Right. Yeah, I just like to have more lands in case it gives us more options for next turn. If 6 lands turns out to be particularly good.
And that does give us the Provisioner and Declaration of Stone if we wanted it next turn. So
yeah.
I'll definitely block that one. I think that becomes too good to block with since we're at 16. Now they probably got a trick.
It's fine. Could have considered double blocking.
I think we get rid of the scarecrow. So I think we play the Provisioner and attack.
We definitely don't do that because we're at 12 and they're at 22.
Well, but that gives us a 3/3 to block with. You don't think that's good?
No, we're gonna survive the night. I'm gonna trade our Handle at Harbor for this, or Cathar, or survive the night for that.
Okay.
Hopefully they play some sort of trick. I'm fine with that trade. Right.
What? Okay.
Because if we play a trick, they probably have a trick. That said, I'm actually fine with them playing a trick to save their 3/2.
2/2.
See, they had a trick.
Wow. Impressive. We don't even get to investigate, do we?
No. It's a 1-for-1 though.
So
they make it 1/1.
do they have to do it as a sorcery?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So now we exile all 3?
Mm-hmm. That's what I really wanted to get.
And I guess we play the Pacifist.
We play a 3/3, and their whole board's gone. Yep.
And so hopefully this is stable enough to win, because next turn we just
Attack for 5, and then have a 3/3, and then yep, go to town. If they don't play a creature, we have a 4/4. Or they play a 7/7.
Well,
That's a problem.
that's a huge problem. So if we play this and then the Strength and Arms, we'll be able to trade with it, which I think we have to do. So we just play it, and then when they attack, double block, pump. That's pretty sad, but I think that's what we have to do.
To attack them for 5?
And die?
No, we go to 9.
That's really bad.
We go to 1. We hit them for...
They're at 19. I think we just double block.
Whoa. We might be able to race them. We hit them for 5. Then they hit us for 7 and keep a blocker back, right?
When they attack us, we strengthen arms. They have a 7.
No, that's the trade. Let's talk about racing.
Okay, but let me hear me out. They only kill one of our creatures when they do that, because our creatures have 8 toughness then. So unless they have an additional trick with that menace guy, then we have a 3/3 versus their 2/2.
Right. Whereas if we attack here, they take 5. They attack us for 7. Yeah.
Now we could attack and hope they block and strengthen arms, but who would make that play?
It only works if we win the race. But we don't win the race. Because they don't attack with both.
They attack with both right now.
Yeah.
Alright. Hope they don't have a trick, because if they do, we lose.
Sure.
And I think we want to pump the...
We want to pump the 3/3 trample.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't matter. They can choose what they want to kill.
Yeah.
If I was them, I would kill the pacifist.
Actually, I would do it the other way. I would not kill the pacifist.
Just because it's likely to be a 4/4. But hey, Westville Abbey.
We see a lot of those
Yeah.
on the other Hey, look, now we have a 4/4. I think a 4/4 is better.
This can block their 1/1s.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just need to get Delirium.
Well, the problem is we need a land.
Do we have an instant and a sorcery?
Do we attack? They take 2.
I don't think it's worth it.
We take 2. So
It's not worth it. Because they're definitely making a 1/1.
Make
Now
it 1
we'll
every
just-
turn.
Yeah, until they win.
Oh, until they have enough to play
win.
Ormanel.
Yeah, to win. That's their new strategy. I guess we attack with both.
Yep.
I wouldn't have blocked that either.
I probably would have. It's worth getting the combat trick out. They should attack with everything, though.
And then we'll kill their 2/2 with our 5/5.
Yes.
Wow. I don't think it's a very good equipment, but
I think it's a very good equipment, actually.
for them,
Yeah. I think it's a very good equipment in general.
so we're gonna kill their 2/2 here.
No, we'll kill their 3/2.
Because if it hits us, it'll make another creature.
Because 3 is more than 2? Unless I'm missing something?
That's true.
And it lets us get 2 more damage. 'Cause they can't block with it now. It's dead. Unfortunately, we still only have 3 card types in our yard.
Time of year. That doesn't answer my question.
Like now, it starts in an hour.
Okay.
So if we attack for 5, we lose.
Yes.
So we attack with the Skinner.
I think if you don't attack, they won't attack, which is probably what you want.
I think they would attack. I would attack if I was them. Why would you not attack?
I don't know. I just think they don't attack if we don't attack.
I don't think that's how it's going to work. I'm going to attack with my 2/2.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take 3 and block my 3/3 on their 2/2. Wow, they have been really flooded.
Yep.
Do we trade? They'll make a 3/2 next turn.
Up to you. I think we do trade. Incidentally, had you not attacked,
They still would have just attacked.
then we could have traded both
Traded both what?
of our creatures for their creatures.
They would just attack with the 3/2 because they get infinite amount of 3/2s.
I think you have to block.
And we could go to 2. What do we draw that makes us win the game? What are we looking to draw? Tenacity? We don't block because we can draw Tenacity?
That's basically it. Can you think of anything else? We could draw a lot of creatures that block super well too, though.
Yeah, so let's just take 3. Let's go to 2.
Okay.
I mean, they make 1/1s, so we can still have the option to block. This just gives us more plays.
All right. So
We go to 1. We only go to 1 if they attack with everything as well.
why wouldn't they?
Because then they'll just have a 1/1 and a West Lobby. I would actually attack with everything. They're very likely to win attacking with everything.
That's
But it is a
That's how I would do
moderately
it.
risky play. Yeah.
so we block the 3/3 on the 3/3 and the 2/2 on a 1/1.
Yeah. We don't have another play to make. Hey, that's nice.
Pretty sure they got it. And we hold on for one more turn.
Well, now they have to wait a turn. They have to take a turn off.
Or do they have to take a turn off?
But they can attack with the 5-3 and the 1-1. That is true.
They certainly can. Or they could just attack with a 5-3. Alright, so we block. That's probably I'd block, yeah.
If we get a clue, we can gain life, and then we'll die to a 1 flyer. Inconvenient.
Alright, I have to leave, but Daniel's gonna keep playing.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. As soon as we win or lose. Now that Brad gone, we're gonna play the cool decks. Tenacity was too late, but they didn't block, so we gained some amount of life. Which helps quite a bit. Because it buys us turns, because otherwise they could have just attacked the Farbach Revenant. If they blocked with the Dauntless Cathar, which can be a risky block for pop spells. So the reason we attacked, instead of just holding up tenacity, is they could just attack with the 1-3. And they've been making good plays, so that would just lead us to down. Alright, so opponent makes a creature, and I think we're dead this turn, actually. So we should probably play the green-white deck. Again. But I think I want to play real wacky deck. Do you want to play a real wacky deck? No, that's not very good against this deck. Neither is that one. Super pressing. This is just the best deck to play. Clipwings isn't even good because they have so many tokens. Doppelgeist and right out. Strength of Arms. And Inquisitor in? Or is it Devilthorn Fox? Inquisitor, Devilthorn Fox. Inquisitor. Yeah. Alright, let's see how the play does. For our last match. I'd like to play first. Alright, so we've got 3 lands and some spells. That looks good. Just hoping to draw a 2-drop. That'd be real nice. But playing Byway Courier, having 3 combat tricks is not very nice. This hand could go very poorly. But the fact that Byway Courier just get to investigate helps as well. Alright. That makes our hand a lot better. Just having another creature. Even if we can't necessarily be aggressive, it gives us a lot of defensive speed. Remember, defensive speed is just cards that generally cost 1 to 3 that have the ability to slow down the game quickly. And a 2-mana 0/4 is one of those things. Alright. So starting next turn, we'll be in a position where Survive the Night, Tenacity, and Aim High will do stuff. Hopefully our opponent taps out, and we can attack with... I really don't want to attack with both for Tenacity. That's not too great. Okay. I actually like that quite a bit. I think they should attack with both. If they attack, I'll just block. If they have a trick, that's fine. String of Thraben Inspectors is pretty nice, though. I could aim high and crack a clue. Crack a clue. And I have 2 combat tricks. I don't know if I play aim high because the untap and the reach is nice, or if I play arms because costing 1 mana is nice. What does my opponent play here? That's an interesting card, and not one that I think is great on its own. Definitely changes what goes on here. My opponent just attacks with a 3/1, gets in 2 damage. Sure. They play a combat trick, then I play a combat trick, and nothing happens. It's not great, but it's fine. Alright. So we can block the 3/1 again. We have a 4/4, so, or 3/3, so they're not going to want to attack into it. And the next turn I'll have a 5/5 that I can attack with. They popped the clue. Yeah, they had 2 Thraben Inspectors. They pop a clue. A red source would really put me in a rough spot, but Nahiri's Machinations is just not great without red. Like, as you can see here, it's doing nothing. With red, though, I would have no good blocks. It'd be great. Still think you attack, represent the trick, unless you want to block. And they want to block. I'm hoping for a land here. Perfect. Attack my 5/5. They have a trick, I can pump it more. Let's take 5. That's great. And they have the same blocks. Or I have the same blocks as last turn. And we have, like, all of the tricks in our hand. Which is not the best place to be. I'd really like to draw more creatures, but... Next turn we can attack again. This time with the trample guy. Oh. They're gonna try to race us. Well, I'll take 3, because I have tenacity. So I have 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I can put them at 4. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and lifelink. I like that. Let's go ahead. Attack with both my creatures. They probably don't block. Okay, we just play Tenacity then, and leave up another trick. And I just like the Tenacity here because gaining 8 life is actually really good. Just gain 8 in a race, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to race us, and now they can't race us anymore. Now they're nowhere near races. I just paid a 4 mana card that said, deal 1 damage to your opponent, gain 8 life. Which is not a card I'd usually play. But I wanted to play it there. They can attack. Attacking's not great for them. It's hard for them to use a lot of combat tricks because the main combat or ways they interact, they have an Anguished Unmaking, but they also have the 1 in a white, destroy target attacking or blocking creature with 3 or less power, and we can just aim high or survive the night or strengthen arms to get out of that position. So next turn, I'll probably attack and play survive the night. All right, let's go ahead and attack with both of our creatures again. And we'll see how these blocks go. Like that little hokey pokey. Alright, let's open to draw a 2-drop. Cracking the Clue for a 2-drop's worth it. We're probably not going to play 2 of our tricks, so it's worth it to do it this way. See if our opponent attacks with a 2-2. I do not think they should. They think they should. But you have to ask yourself, how many tricks could somebody possibly have? I mean, they don't know the answer's like a million. Alright, we still only have 2 types. We have creatures and instants. We don't have any sorceries. The good news is just a single, oh, what is it? Card where we sacrifice a permanent and exile one of theirs. 2 and a white. For sorcery. My mind's a little tired. Again, I think my opponent should not attack. They agree with me this time. Alright, let's attack with everything. Opponent blocks 2 of them, probably. Play our final combat trick. Alright. And we pass, and our opponent knows we are out of combat tricks finally. Alright, so there we go. We managed to get a little bit ahead, and that puts our opponent in a position of just not being able to do anything. Do I want Devil Thorn Fox is the question. I mean, they have 2 Threaben Inspectors. That's really the biggest reason for me not wanting to have them. I think we just run it back. I think we're just a little bit bigger than them, so it's really nice. We could have a matchup where I think we're really heavily favored just because our opponent is slightly smaller than us, and that's the worst place to be, is when, you know, you're playing a bunch of 2 and 3 drops and your opponent's playing a bunch of 3 and 4 drops. I was really hoping that we could sideboard into other decks or there'd be other available options, but all the other options in this pool just didn't seem as solid. Okay, so I like this hand a lot. We've got 4 lands and 3 creatures. They're all pretty good defensively, but in a deck against a deck like this, that means they're also okay offensively. We have a Strength of Arms, which will come in handy later. Okay, and our Devil Thorn Fox, perfect. Let's go ahead and play our Pacifist. That'll hold back the Inspector. And then afterwards we'll play the Wild-Footed Scarecrow, because that's actually the card I want to die more than the Graph Mole. We have plenty of lands. Go ahead and take 3. Opponent should play a spell if they can. And they did. We'll go ahead and play Scarecrow, because it plays really well against that 3-1. And because if they have a way to exile it, I'd much rather than get rid of my Scarecrow than my Graph Mole. Just having that additional point of power will mean a lot as the game keeps going on, and this stalls most of their attacks. For them, getting the Vessel out would be nice, but then I'll have a 4-4, and I will be actually very happy to attack with a 4-4. We'll be able to play Graph Mole and keep up Strength of Arms next turn as well, so we can attack with the 4-4, and they block, we play Strength of Arms, kill both of their creatures, and we're in a pretty solid spot. So I guess they're deciding between a clue, a vessel, and a creature, or an actual thing to play. Yeah. That keeps it from flipping. Do I want to trade my Pacifist? Do I want to trade my Pacifist for a 3-1? I could wait a turn, or I could block. This would become a 3-3. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, we'll play the courier. And my opponent can start attacking with 2/2 flying creatures. So he can attack for 3 with flying every turn. That is a problem. If they equip the Threaben Inspector and attack, I will probably just block with the Byway Courier. I don't know, maybe I just bounce with the Wild-Filled Scarecrow and start getting in with the Byway Courier. Trying to leverage my tricks into damaging cards is pretty important. Oh, that card's a problem. I'll be going 4-3. Go to attack. Definitely agree with not blocking there. We do have Wildfield Scarecrow to help activate Delirium if that ends up becoming important. It's not important right now, but blocker's much better. Our opponent can make a 3/3, or they can make a 4/3. Neither of which is good enough to get through any damage significantly. I think that cracking the Vessel and attacking with a flying crew is better. Okay. Getting rid of lands, too, for that kind of stuff is good. Does leave them with less options, but I guess they're looking for more powerful options. I still think attacking for 3 flying every turn would quickly close out this game. Now they just have 3/3 vigilance. That's not good enough. Seems like a terrible attack. Maybe they just didn't think we'd double block. Yeah, okay, so there's a misclick on there. Okay, we could purge something, but let's go ahead and attack first. Okay, so we could purge their Vessel, which takes away their flying component. We can purge their Sensor, which essentially takes away some amount of damage. Kind of like purging the Sensor. Or we can purge nothing and leave up Aim High. I think I like that too. Alright. If they go to equip the Pious of Angel, I think this is the turn that we block with the Wildfield Scarecrow and turn it into lands just to get an artifact in our graveyard. Like, we could use Aim High on the Graph Mole to kill the Evangel, which is nice too. Alright, I think we're definitely Angelic Purging the True Faith Sensor soon. Yeah. Oh, I have 6. Oh, it's not terrible. Could get rid of the Cathar. Is it 3/2? No, I'd just rather get rid of the Sensor. So, yeah, we just attack with everything. Leave up 2 tricks. Opponent has no good blocks. No matter how they block, we end up just trading our tricks for their cards. Which is not the spot you want to be in. Because we get a lot of tempo from that. A double block. Okay. So now we have options. We can just play Strength of Arms and trade 2 for 2. And then crack a clue. We can play both of our tricks and kill both of their creatures. But I don't like that. I like playing Strength of Arms and getting 2 things. Or getting a clue. I'm super sad we didn't have Survive the Night. That would have been great. Alright. So we just have to get through a little bit more. We have Delirium now. Our Scarecrow's still, you know, a great blocker. We don't really need a ton of mana. So there's not really a reason to sacrifice it over the clue. Opponent can make lots of blockers. They have some chumps. But they don't have any good blocks. They don't have any good creatures represented right now. Wicked Witch isn't going to do it either. Alright, let's turn this clue into cards. Gains 3 life. Which, it's actually, it's not particularly relevant at this very moment, but if we somehow fall behind, the fact that we get extra turns, because our opponent probably doesn't have big finishers, is pretty nice. And it's hard for our opponent to have any sort of instant speed Black's 1 mana cards that do anything. I don't think there's any in the set. Alright, let's go ahead and attack. Our opponent can double block, then we aim high. Alright, I think we could consider sacrificing the Wildfield Scarecrow just because we don't want to draw lands, but I don't know if that's worth it. Alright, our opponent can make a blocker every turn now, which is not good enough on its own. And that's also not good enough on its own. Timely draw. If we didn't get that out, we attack with 3. If our opponent doesn't block when they die, if they all do single blocks, then 2 die. So I think we were still in a pretty good spot there. Alright guys, thanks for joining us for another league. Another 3-2. Keeping the trend. Moby's pick out.